and that's my favorite class to teach.
So teaching geometry is your favorite class to teach?
Yeah.
Wow, yikes, I hate it. So now you gotta. Oh, I know the math teachers. Half of them in the teachers' lounge don't even believe in this. They think it's crap. But I liked it. This was leading edge math teaching. You would make the problem relevant to like last night's Knick game. You know, you got to come out with some crazy stat on a player, and he rattles off third quarter. The guy touches the ball 6 times. He makes 5 attempts. 2 of them go in. He shoots 1 foul shot. What is this guy earning for the team in the third quarter? Every second goes by. What is this guy contributing? Whoa! Everybody in the class is like, I don't even like the Knicks. You know, they blew it last night. I can't believe he's asking us. But all of a sudden, the math problem is completely relevant to real life. Everybody thinks, oh, math, you know, I got a computer, I got a calculator. What the hell do I need math for?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll give you a real-life example in West Palm Beach, probably, 1993, 94, got laid off at Boca High, so I went and taught at a prison. I forget the name of it, like a correctional facility or a prison.
Did not.
And here I am.
And Bob Bell.
You and
Bob Bell. Bob Bell did that too. You taught prisoners, right? Good for you. You're trying to help society. Yeah, so what happened?
I loved it. But, here I am, the 25-year-old blondie and blue-eyed, and then I'm going to be, 220. But the cool thing, I forget what year that was. The OJ trial was going on.
Oh, 93, 94,
Yeah, my boss said to me, look, I don't care what you do, use real life experiences. I don't care if it's drugs, sex, the trial, whatever. Make it something that they can relate to. That's the whole thing. If you can't relate to them,
this is perfect.
Then they're gone.
Can I come to class? Here would be my thing. I'd come in and say, look, my name's Ed Till, and I'm here convicted for 500 years because I was online at the dollar store and I couldn't take it anymore, and I jumped over the counter with a pair of scissors and I stabbed the clerk 85 times in the foot. You know, it was nothing fatal, but I just kept going on the balls of their feet. I kept going for the corns. I kept going for the calluses. I just kept hammering away. So the math problem I have, teacher, is if I stab a clerk 85 times in a 15-second period, and every stabbing is a felony, how many years can I get if each one is worth up to 25 and good time I could be out in 11? Thank you. I'll sit down and take my question, on the air.
You know what? Or let's make it about volume. Let's make it an ice pick that you used, and let's find the volume of all those
very good
dents in the chest that you made in that person.
And not only that, we'll start with the finite number of gallons of blood that the person had. And maybe we could, do that. Say, well, I would like the volume of how much blood did each one. And then you go, what about the screams? Do they count? You go, yes, we can measure those in decibels. Well, that's great teaching. And so how long did you teach in the correctional facility? Since you were so good at it, since they loved you.
I only lasted about 6 months.
6 months. That's what most people are in there for. See, that's perfect. What are you doing? I'm in for 6 months. What do you do? Well, I'm teaching. All right. So that's good. Now, you also are a surfer. Are we finally into surf weather? Because I'm in New York. It's freezing. You're just, I thought up the street on 83rd. It turns out you're in Florida. When is it surfing? Surfing's good for windy weather. You want a very white-capped, rough ocean. But what about the temperature? When is it warm enough to get out and really surf it? Because your temperatures haven't exactly been 80 all winter. You had 59 at night the other day. You get 63 in the daytime. What's the story on your surfing? When is the official season?
You hit it exactly right. Like this weekend, next weekend, the Atlantic Ocean will be in the mid-70s, high 70s, and then it'll be, we call it skin, or you can skin it, meaning
skin it.
Just your bikini, you don't need a wetsuit.
Just
right.
your bikini. Yeah, I'm sure all the guys wear their bikinis. So do surfers wear Speedos, though? If it's a guy, if a surfer had his Speedo, how fast before you guys would boo him out of the water, where the reception would be so poor?
Okay. Yeah, he'd get outed. He'd be out of the water.
You know what happened to me? Can I tell you what happened to me? This is a public beach, so you tell me now, because I'm sure you know all the good spots to surf at Sebastian Inlet. I know you know the lingo. I don't know nothing, right? So the other day, I'm trying to get the board on there. I'm trying to, and also people are like, no, stop. I got heckled off the ocean.
by
Surfers.
people on.
Yeah, surfers and other people. People are like, don't
Where
stop.
was this?
Right at the Seagull. I was up here at Seagull because I read on Craigslist. It's the place to be in the afternoon. I go on Craigslist today. The guy says, "Ooh, it's happening at Seagull. Come on down." So I grab my surfboard. I go in. So I'm trying to surf, and everybody starts heckling me. Hey, you suck. You can't surf. Get out of the way. You're blocking other surfer. Because I accidentally bumped into some guy. He was a big deal. He's surfing. He's trying to make his big. They've with the iPhone. Go, Billy, go.
Can I give you a tip?
I'm sorry? Who?
Can I give you a tip? Suggestion?
About surfing? What, to stop? Yeah, thanks. That's what I already got this tip. It meant quit. Yeah, give it up.
You should stay on the outer edge of the lineup. Stay away from people.
Oh, is that right? You don't go surf. I thought I wanted to surf with a girl. I want to make friends while I'm out there surfing. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, man. I was like, I surfed next to this one guy I tried. I was like, hey, look at my shorts. And he's like, F you. I'm like, hey, man, I got some cool shorts.
You're talking about...
I tried telling him, look how good I look. I'm an old guy. I'm surfing. He's like, F you. Get out of my way. Jeez. I'm like, then he says, where'd you get that surfboard? I said, why? He goes, it's a piece of crap. I said, Walgreens. Jerk. Where does anybody, what an a-hole. Where does anybody get a surfboard? You go to Walgreens. They got them right in the front of the store. I'm a boogeyman. I'm your boogeyman.
All across it. I
Girl says to me, you got a boogie board. I said, that's right. I said, I'm KC in the Sunshine Band. I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. And she goes, I know that song. I go, yeah, I'm into whatever I can. That's Casey and me. So I don't know. She told me that this was the best looking one to match my shorts. I had a boogie board. It was the same color as my shorts.
Oh my God.
Yeah, guy says F you. That's
no wonder.
Now what I thought surfers were nice. They're not like, here's what I used to know. I thought until I started.
Mother Ocean, but it's not about what you're...
It's like, hey, dude, look at my shorts. My shorts, yo. No?
Yo, you're not talking about your shorts out there. You're waiting for the next set to come in.
Whatever. Not really. I said to him, hey, you know what I did? I tried to be cool, right? That was probably my mistake. I'm trying to be cool. And I go, I got this. I got this. I didn't want to mention Walgreens, right? That's not going to look good.
Right.
Anything.
Walgreens, Walmart, wallpaper.
I take
not
it easy.
Good.
Yeah, take it easy now. Don't beat me up. All right, don't start criticizing everything I do. I do love Walmart for the AARP discounts, but no, I said to him, I said, look at my shorts. The boogie board matches my shorts. You know how hard that is to do? I had to go through all those boogie boards at Walgreens. I looked at every single pattern until I found the one that matched my shorts, right? So what do you think I say to him? He's like, F you. I go, what do you mean F me? I said, I got all my stuff at Ron John.
Oh.
I got everything at Ron John, official.
No wonder you got beat up.
Man, he was like, he said, yo, he called me Mother Jumper. That's what he called me. He goes, yo, Mother Jumper, out of my way. I go, Ron John's, nothing for I got
That's the most anti-local, that's like equivalent, like Clear Channel Lister Radio, Ron John's his sister. Shame on you.
Yeah, you know what he says to me? I'm holding up the tag. I have a tag on my shirt. I didn't cut the tag off because I wanted to say, I go, Ron. I'm not. He goes, I go, I'm not kidding. I go, I'm not kidding. I thought I was making it up because I was trying to pose like I knew what was up. I'm going, I really went to Ron John's. Yeah, nothing.
Oh, my God.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Hey, you know what happened about 5 miles north of Seagull Beach on Easter Sunday to the north of the pier when the surf contest is going on?
Hold on. Let me just tell the audience what this is all about. All along the ocean on Easter Sunday, they put up a sign on Saturday night. You're going around Saturday, it looks normal. Around Saturday evening, all these signs come up. Easter sunrise. And apparently apparently Jesus pops in like in every gazebo. They
It's
started.
like Santa Claus, but it's every beach
It's the
instead
same
of every
thing.
chimney.
Every gazebo on the beach. I'm like, look at Jesus. Jesus is so smart. He's like, you know what? If I'm in Florida, what do you think? I'm gonna go into Orlando? I'm playing the coast, baby. I am on the gazebo because you know what he does? He floats down and then he ascends up. It's incredible. If you ever see the Stones when they started using the movable stage, Jesus' Easter is the same thing. Jesus does the same thing. I mean, he comes in, he's like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, turn. Let me see it. Where's my turn the other cheek, yo?" You know, he starts out with opening with a song everybody knows. Turn the other cheek, yo. You gotta turn the other cheek, yo. Then he goes, "Where's my Jesus girls at?" And then these big ass girls come out and they put the right cheek forward. And that says love, and then the other. Right, did you disconnect on that? I think I knocked over the.
I'm here.
Oh, good. I knocked over my coffee. I thought you didn't get spilled on. All right, good.
You spilled your coffee?
I spilled my coffee all over the. All over the phone, but apparently the phone system, it's just like radio always was. When I used to start out at a new station, like in the 80s, the first thing the guy would say, "Ed, be careful with that coffee in the studio." I'd say, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I'm just asking you to be careful." And I go, "It's a cup of coffee. Don't worry, I'll be fine. It's one cup of coffee." I put it off to the right. Halfway through the show, here's what you would hear on the air. You didn't just hear this, but I used to do this. I go, "Oh!" right into the microphone. The whole interview stopped, everything. "Oh!" And then you'd hear me trying to not say anything about mopping up coffee on a telephone. There'd be a telephone with the lights blinking, and I'm trying to blot it. Because you can't empty it. During the break, the guy comes and he disconnects the whole phone. He turns it upside down, and my coffee comes running out of the phone. But when I'm on there, I'm blotting it. So I'm good now. It's all good.
I remember flashing back to the 8-10 days in Orlando when we get to the studio and we're dealing with the drunken board op, and you're like, "All right, here's my coffee. Don't spill my coffee. Whatever you do, don't spill that."
Remember?
What does Karen do?
Remember?
Spills it all over.
Always. Yeah. But you know what I loved? So. I loved how you just said "we." See, this is the thing. You are the easiest to join up. And I think there's some connection between that and you being a teacher. And then your whole political thing that first you're in love with Barack Obama, then you break up with Barack Obama. Do you remember when you used to like him? Do you remember when you first met him?
I still beat myself up for voting for him instead of Hillary. I'll never forgive myself.
Listen, don't you be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault. You know, you're just.
And look at him now. Oh my God.
You're just trying to make the most of the world. You know, it's not your job to be a great teacher and also to fix politics. You know, you're teaching. You're doing your bit. He's got to pull his load up there. Am I right? I mean, seriously. When you first heard of him, didn't you think, all right, well, maybe he's a nice young guy. This could be good, right? He's smart, so they won't outsmart him. He's a constitutional. I'm sure. Didn't you say, "Oh, listen, you know, he's not handsome, but he's okay to look at." You right?
Yeah, he's not eye candy.
He's not eye candy, but he's not hard to look at.
You don't want that for a president. You don't want that. Well, but I like that he was young.
Academic.
I like that he was young. It wasn't. I kind of got like, God, do we need another Bush? Do we need another Clinton? Do we need another Bush? Do we need another? So I gave this guy a chance, and now this guy, what president takes selfies? My God.
He sold you. You know why? It's so sad because you're a cute girl and you're a teacher, and I know the whole thing. Believe me, come on. You know, the whole world knows your story, okay? In the classroom, you're like the hottest thing ever to these people. Even the girls like, I don't know. You know, my teacher last night, she had like a cute outfit on, and, you know, you're just the thing. So I'm sure when you saw Barack Obama, you know, like I see Barack Obama in the faculty lounge all the time. We have a teacher just like him. He's handsome, not so much, but you know what I mean. He's got a nice short haircut. He says hello every morning. Good morning, you know, mathematics teacher.
I like that he played basketball. He seems like a dude you could, like a president you could, like George Bush, you could never say like, "Hey George, what's up? Here's what's bugging me in today's world."
He'd be like, "Well, Karen, I'll tell you what, Karen.
You can shoot it and talk to him."
Never. See, he would never get you. George W. As I like him because I try to like everybody. You've known me for years. I find the good in everyone. That's how I spend most of my days. People go, "What are you doing when you're not on the?" I walk around finding the good in people. That's my whole thing. So poor George, it was always ahead of him. He was ramping up like a slow first year in the White House, and then we get attacked, and from then on, it was just, he was always running around crazy. But when you saw Barack Obama, I know what you thought. You're like, young guy. He'll be polite. Also, did he look angry? When you saw Barack Obama the first time, did he look upset with anybody? When you see Barack Obama walking across the street, he looks like he can't find his house keys. Isn't that? He just looks like the kind of guy that says, What do you think is on Barack Obama?
Malia, where are Daddy's keys?
Sasha, Malia. I would like to, Sasha, come here, Sasha, Malia. Malia, Sasha, come here. Now, my daughters, Sasha and Malia, as you can see right here, these are my daughters, Sasha and Malia.
What are their names?
He knows that those names speak for themselves, right? There's never been a first daughter before named Sasha or Malia. As a matter of fact, if it was Sacha Baron Cohen, you wouldn't know the difference if it was a boy or a girl. Sasha. He knows
that it's refreshing. They're not an Amy Carter, that just like a refreshing change.
And how about my beautiful pregnant Chelsea? Does anybody give me any credit for how this turned out? No one is giving me any credit for how this turns out. I am always the last one to be thanked.
That little baby doesn't. That fetus right now is going to be a tool for Hillary.
Well, just go.
How many points
something?
Is that worth? How many votes will that get her?
Well, may I just say, on behalf of both uteruses and all four breasts that you just referred to, okay? May I just say, I would like to stand up for what's wrong with a country that loves babies. What is wrong with loving a grandmother in the White House? You know something?
Is it right to use that as a tool?
Look, did Adam use Eve and put it all off on her? Did he really want to go to the tree of knowledge, but he just says it was her idea? Who knows? The snake said what? Did the snake start this problem in the Garden of Eden? I don't know. Was it Eve and the snake conspiring against Adam? What do I know? Hearsay. All I know now is a beautiful baby. If they hand you a gorgeous little baby and go, Karen, do you want to hold the baby and maybe teach it in school someday? You go, you do. That's all. Now what? Now here's the thing about Hillary, right? If anybody, this is my opinion. She's holding the baby. She's grandmother, right? Say somebody attacks the country. Something happened. She would throw that baby across the room. Chelsea, grab this kid. And she would start firing back at Al-Qaeda. That's what I believe.
I think she would use the kid as a bulletproof vest.
Aww.
You don't?
You're so young. That's what it is. I know that. What is going on here? Not you. You're doing fine. But I got some crazy reading on the antenna. All right, good. All right, so do you understand? You're so young. It's hard for you to imagine what it's like to be an old sage like Hillary. Didn't you just have a grandmother in your family pass, or an aunt, an older woman you knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How old did she pass out? How old was she when she passed?
76, I think.
All right, that's not even ancient, but that's old. 76, 86 is really old. And, of course, anything with a 9 in it, like my Aunt Addie's like 91 now. Oh, that's old, okay? So the great thing about Grandma in the White House is, and what we can benefit, and, she would never use the baby as a shield. What do you think? She's the president of Israel? I'm talking about being president of the United States, okay? We don't do a lot of human shields here, but yes. No, is that the wisdom to have somebody alive in the late 70s, early 80s, to speak to anyone, to make a decision about anything, just to even tell you what's better to eat, since you're flying. Oh, you got to fly to Japan again? Listen, I want you kids to eat this on Air Force One. That's what you want a president. This is what, you guys don't have enough fiber. I spoke to the guy on Air Force One. I want these kids to have some fiber. Give them some yogurt and some that stuff that makes Jamie Lee Curtis go to the bathroom. I want that for these kids. That would be awesome. That's America. Instead of it's always politics. You got to marry it. Like I love. Don't you like these women on the Supreme Court? Do you notice the girls on the Supreme Court? Do you know any of them? You got the Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You got the one I went to high school with, Sonia Sotomayor. She was. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know she went. Do you know that I have 2 classmates in the U.S. Supreme Court right now? Is that crazy? Would you flip out? John Roberts is the chief. His wife.
Oh, I didn't know you weren't with John Roberts.
No, not John Roberts. John Roberts' wife, and
Oh.
and his wife's kid sister, who was in my class. But Jane, who was married to the Chief Justice, when I would walk by, hi Edward Till, hi Eddie Till, hi Janie. I called her Janie because she was smart as a whip. Jane Sullivan, who is married to the Chief Justice right now, John Roberts' wife, is easily one of the smartest women in America's ever had. She'd be right up there with Hillary.
You're always around everyone iconic.
I am,
whether
because
they're dying or
You got it. You got it. Doesn't matter, live or dead. I'm there.
You're like drive-by shootings.
I'm with everything. I was with the first post office. The first post office to go postal. I was mailing a letter.
Really?
I was mailing a letter. It was my local post
You're
office.
always there.
I'm always there. So you got
9/11.
now, Jane. Who could pick to put me 3 days before 9/11? I'm walking around in the Pacific Ocean, doing nothing. 3 days before 9/11. 2 days before 9/11, I'm on a flight to New York. The day before 9/11, literally 12 hours before the attack, I'm with my oldest college friend at Dillon's Candy, the most expensive candy store in Manhattan. Kids all over the world dream about going to Dillon's. You tell your little ones, yeah, Dillon's. Oh, I looked it up online. Dillon's is so we're at Dillon's the night before, less than 12 hours before, because the attack is at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, 9:30. We go to a movie, we go to Dillon's, and now when we say goodnight, we had cell phones, so it's like, dude, you watching Monday Night Football? So I'm still talking to him. He's driving the girls home. He's, divorced. He's got to drop the girls off, the wives. He's going to do the whole thing. 9/11 night, nothing. Monday Night Football. And my little girlfriend at the time, she's never been to New York. She's like, oh, I'm just going to go out and go. I said, go ahead. I'm going to go to the newsstand. You look out the window and you see the newsstand. And it was flipping her out that the newsstand was open all night. And I'm going to go to the newsstand. Everybody's having it, and I'm just boring. Monday Night Football on the phone. Yeah, this game sucks. Yeah, all right. Well, so now I'm going to do the Bob Grant Show. The legendary Bob Grant, WOR, New York City. I'm doing the show this week. So I'm all like, cool, man. I'm on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sleeping in. I ain't getting up in the morning. Forget me. I'm sleeping until like 11. I'm on at 3. I catch up with the news from 11 to 1. I walk down to the station. Right at the station's in a beautiful neighborhood. It's not even in Times Square. It's off Times Square. A beautiful walk. The day before, I always do this. Whenever I have a gig, I like to practice the walk. I like to walk. Like if I'm going to go to a station every day for 5 days or go to a comedy gig for 2 nights in a row, I like to know what my travel time is on foot. So I had done the walk to find the building. I said, I better go look at where the building is. I almost got run over by a bicyclist. A bicyclist went by me on not a bike messenger, just a regular person like you, in your triathlons or whatever. Beautiful bike, $1,000 bike, almost killed me. Oh, you could have killed me. The guy on the bike weighed twice as much as I did. He came by at like 35 miles, and he ran the red light. So I had my life threatened. And all of this, and then the next morning, guess what woke me up? Guess what woke me up on 9/11?
I bet the smell?
Didn't have a chance, because I was sleeping 50 blocks north. I was at 52nd Street, and this thing happened below 0 Street.
Was it something you heard?
You ready? Absolutely. Absolutely. I was staying that night. Screams.
Were
And
people jumping around
Not
you?
yet. 50 blocks, I wouldn't hear that. But guess what I heard? Every split second, another fire truck. Another fire truck. And you couldn't believe, you wake up and you go, geez, how many? And then it wouldn't stop. Now you're up out of bed and it's still new ones. And they're all hauling ass. They never drive that fast in the city. They're zooming. I'm like, vroom, vroom, and they're all hitting that. A siren, no matter where you live in America. If they need to amp it up because nobody's getting out of their way, you know how they do. All of a sudden, it's intolerably loud.
Right.
Okay. So they were all doing this because I'm staying at an intersection of 53rd and Lex, and they are using Lexington Avenue like it's I-95. Because it goes all the way. Lex goes all the way into, Wall Street. So that's how 9/11 came to me. The actual, so of course, what do you always do? Whenever the outside world wakes you up, what do you do in the modern world? You turn on the TV. You go, what the hell is it? Is it a hurricane? Is it a tornado? So this was, you turn on the TV, and there it was. Then it was, I never stopped looking at that television because now out my window matched the TV. How sick is that? Yeah, both places live. There's the smoke. Now, the creepiest thing is by the end of the day, this is wild. I had my parents' ashes with me. This visit was their final resting together because my father had passed in 2001. My mother passed in 1996. So now they're together again. So I got the two boxes. I got Tina Till ashes. I got Edward Till Sr. ashes. I got two matching boxes. One says T, one says A. I was like, here they are, T and A. Perfect. The expression T and A, here they are. So I'm T and A. So I got these guys. Now everything changes because the world is coming apart. So, 9/11. So it'd be 9/13, which is the Thursday. Okay, it happened on a Tuesday. So Thursday, I'm like, oh my God! I looked at the two boxes. I go, I never got you guys up to the cemetery. So I take my mother in one box, my father in. Now the whole world is afraid to get on the subway, and the subways have just opened. The subways were out for like 24 hours or whatever to make sure there were no more terrorists. Subway's working, but no airports are open. Nobody's going to work. The stock market, it's awful. It's suspended animation. So what do? Karen, I am not lying to you. I took both of them in a satchel, and I took the subway all the way up to the North Bronx. I was on the subway for about an hour and 10 minutes. Then I took a bus all the way out to the cemetery. You know why? Because all the stuff was running. Nobody was using it. The subways were empty. The bus were empty. But so I said, well, you know what? You could make this run. I said, you could take this long journey. And I did. And I'm telling you, it went flawlessly. They're in a beautiful drawer in a building. They're not underground. They're in one of these walls, of memorial. And the whole thing went down. I'm not lying. You get out of the memorial building, and the cemetery is wide open, so you can see Manhattan, and there's a smoke coming up. Now it's how many days later, but it's still smoking. And I go, hey, you guys are safe. The attack is over. You're in. I said, you both look great. Your name is up in lights here. It's on. I said, I'm leaving. I said, my mother's like, well, you did good. I said, I did, right? Like I said, who would have thought you guys would still be together? But you are. 50 years of marriage and now eternity on the wall. I said, you're like Wrigley Field or something. So, and 9/11. Imagine that. In the middle of 9/11, the whole world is having crazy stuff, and my parents and I are walking around, both of them in boxes, and me toting them around. Yeah. And my girlfriend's my girlfriend's running around Manhattan. I left her all down there. She was just really never saw New York before. Blown away. Eyeballs are bugging out. So if post 9/11 was good for anything, it emptied. Manhattan was on display. I mean, it was very sad. But if you wanted to go, the Chrysler Building, everything was jumping out because of the shock that everybody had been through. Wow. See, now you have something to tell your students if you ever need a good 9/11 anecdote. A teacher knows, am I right? A teacher knows how to use anecdotes. If somebody tells you a story, you witness something, don't you use it a year and a half later when you never thought you would use it again and you use it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, great job. What do you got? No teaching today. Your teaching calendar is free. What about the big world of real estate? Are you loving it or listing it? Do you love it or list it?
Hopefully listing it today.
Listing. Beautiful. Let's see. What else? Oh, so I asked you about the surf season. Is the weather?
Oh, yeah.
Is it finally warming? I mean, surfers and everything. Is it finally being Florida again? 59 degrees to me is not Florida. That's not what Ponce de Leon had in mind. Yeah.
May I tell you one thing? I started telling you before, Cocoa Beach. So during the surf festival on Easter Sunday, the surf contest was going on the south side of the pier. To the north side, a Tennessee guy got caught up in rip currents, and he also got bit by a shark. So to answer your question, the water is warm now because the sharks are here.
Holy cow. So he had both in one day? This guy had a bad day? He had a shark bite?
He had rip currents and a shark bite.
Now, here's the thing, right? There's a sign at the beach about the rip current. So
if they're bad, they'll put signs up or they'll put flags up. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a standard instruction was what I wanted to ask you about. There's a standard verbiage on there. So it is still true what we learned as kids about the rip current or the undertow is what they call it up north. But what is the correct thing is to go parallel to the shore.
Yes. And the thing is, a lot of tourists don't know that, and they try to fight it and swim against it, and then. Well, but in this case, just a shark took care of them.
That's what's great. I mean, like the shark is like, oh my God, it's a rip current. We're definitely going to eat
them from drowning, right?
Well, the shark is like the shark is like they're serving at the shore. It's a rip current. These idiots are going to get caught.
Do you want a laceration and your life, or do you want to drown?
Listen, you know what? If I'm a shark, I'm just looking for lunch. I'm just like, let's use the rip current to eat. I see there's a rip current over here. Let's go get some chow. And they're like, what are you talking about? Well, the humans don't know how to swim in the rip current. He goes, watch this. So a guy gets out there, he tries to look at him fight. He goes, there's a sign right there. It says, don't fight it. Watch this guy fight it. You hungry? Yeah, come on, let's go. Let's just get over there. This will be delicious because he'll be out in a second. We can get him while he's still warm. Hot meal.
I think his baggies were from Walgreens, too.
Thank you. Thanks for, that's a good callback. Isn't a shark cold-blooded? Isn't that the thing, warm-blooded versus cold-blooded? Aren't the sharks cold-blooded, and that's why they can go all over the planet in the deepest ocean, the coldest water, and eat whatever's there? Mm-hmm. And you're mammals, we're warm-blooded. So that's why the ocean is cold to us, right? Is that how that works?
Yes. But for some reason...
yes, but for some reason...
Yeah, I think it's the nurse shark and the blackfin shark. The New Smyrna, which is a little to the south of Daytona Beach, is the shark biting capital of the world.
Now, here's the thing. A couple of times, do you know about this? I'll ask you. A guy punched a shark, and you survive. If you have the presence of mind to come right at it with a closed fist, you can actually get free. I mean, it takes a lot of a presence of mind. You panic for your life, but if you don't panic, you can fight back. People go, it's impossible once it gets a hold of you. No way. And how about the second animal, I'm sure you remember in the news, was it 2 weeks ago? The woman was eaten by a bear, and she fought back?
Yeah, we've had 7 bear attacks. Yes.
Isn't that why? I mean, can you imagine still?
The bear had her head in its mouth now.
Well, I'm like...
And dragging her.
This is exactly... Now, exactly. The bear's mouth was around her head.
Right.
Wow. And she's still fighting. And then the husband's like, oh, she fought back. I'm like, wow. Can you imagine when she's pissed off about dinner? If she's not afraid. I mean, seriously, to punch a bear. What do you think she does with her husband?
Bears are retarded, though.
They are. They're scared.
Are clumsy.
They're scared, too. They're also frightened easily. If you try to scare a bear, the reason people get mauled by a bear, is that the word when you get mauled? That's because you're not, like he got you by surprise and you panic. If you panic and stand still, he'll get away with that. But if you're moving and grooving and you're alert, he's not going to... That's crazy. Imagine what his breath smells like. You're inside his mouth. They will say, what has this bear been eating? Wait, no, I got to rephrase that. You can say, who has this bear been eating?
One of my daughters thought do you remember from Disney World, do you remember Country Bear Jamboree?
You know something? I was in it for 1 year. 1 year, I was in that. I was in the road company. I was not in the one at Disney. I was in the one on the road,
We're
and
on the road.
yeah, and I was the banjo. I was Banjo Bear. I do hate admitting this. You embarrass me, but I am not going to lie.
That's one thing I never knew about you.
Well, believe me, there's
You're
a lot more.
Jack of all trades.
I am. I'm a jack off of all trades, but whatever. It's what I do. I make fun of everything. Well, I was looking at the ocean, looking at the weather, and then now figuring it'll go from 59 to 89 in no time. Like in any minute, it'll be hot, muggy, cut it with a knife, kind of oppressive. How soon will the weather be like that?
We're getting into the 90s by next week.
That's it. So that's but you know what? It is healthy. It's much healthier to be in 90-degree weather than to be in 30-degree weather.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, get your vitamin.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm sure you got a lot to do, so I'm going to let you go. Nice visit and beautiful. Well, I tell you wrote something earlier today. I was reading it to the class. I was like, does anybody want to be, they were all like, yes, read. I said, but who wants to be emotionally stable? And they were like, yeah. I said, we're going to have a class in emotional stability today. I was like, you have to read this thing. I mean, I couldn't even keep up with it. I was like, well, I have nothing to add. I felt like John Hancock when he signed the Declaration of Independence, where he just said to Jefferson, beautiful job. Nice work, Tom. Nice work, Tom. Very good. So, do you want to change anything? Tom is like, you feel free. Here's a quill. You want to cross anything out? He's like, nothing. There's not even every I has been dotted, and every T has a little Jesus painted on it, just like a cross.
The truth hurts sometimes.
Well, doesn't he know that? He had one rough day in history. You know my 2 jokes about Easter, right? Have you heard you haven't heard my Easter jokes? I've been doing them all week, but you've been busy. Here's number 1. Easter Sunday, I told this one, right outside a church, and half the congregation laughed, and half the congregation went, oh, that's not nice. And I said, Ed Till and Jesus have something in common every Easter. What do you think that Ed Till and Jesus Christ have in common on Easter? What do you think? If you had to take a guess, right? Tough to guess, right? You got it. Tough to guess.
Rose?
Yeah, well, close. Well, no, we both dated girls named Rose. Yes, we did. We both did. No. Here's the thing. Both of us were thought to be dead and were seen walking around with our friends later on.
Oh,
Yeah, all right. You don't have to pretend you thought it was funny. It was a bad joke for you, but it made a lot of people laugh. A lot of people liked that joke. I got a lot of. So I got that one, and then no, I'm not going to do the second one, but I'll hit you. Both of these jokes come back in around Christmas. So remind me at Christmas time to go back to Ed Till and Jesus have something in common on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What else do we cover? I think we covered it all. So Barack Obama and you are not dating anymore. You're not happy with him anymore, right? Or are you starting to forgive him again? How do you feel about him at this moment?
No,
Never. Oh boy, I guess somebody
Go,
really.
Hillary.
I guess somebody was really in love, huh? Boy, if he still bothers you this long after he hurt you, you must have had a little thing for him.
I had belief in him, and I can't listen to him speak now.
I appreciate that. What kind of kisser was he? When you kissed him, what was he? Was he?
He's asexual.
Was he closed? He was very tight-lipped, wasn't he? Was it a very tight-lipped, kind of like just a face press more than a kiss?
I don't think he has a sex drive at all.
Oh, take it easy.
And that goes for Michelle, too.
Yeah, well,
go
easy.
Going on there.
Go easy. Sasha and Malia might be listening.
Sasha and Malia.
They might be listening. They might be listening. Don't make them feel worse than they already do. All right, you're terrific. You're cute. So what is it? Is it bikini surfing or classroom instruction? Which is that's your life, isn't it? Your life is either one joyful classroom instruction. Oh no, I forgot. You're a lot. Lifestyles of
I've
the
got
rich and
one
famous.
peanut walking home right after school, and we're going to do a beach walk, and then the other peanut is at chorus till 5:30, so we have our little
Oh, sweet.
beach time.
Right on. So then what are you having for dinner? High fiber legumes? What do you do?
We do the Thursdays, we do the grocery store together, and they tell me what they want to cook, and we cook. So it's still a mystery. They have to decide.
Very good. Well, it seems like it. So when do they finally eat? Around 9 o'clock at night? They go shopping at 6, then they cook for a couple hours. What time is dinner?
A couple hours. 30 minutes to an hour. We'll eat by 6:30.
Very nice. All right. And then homework, and then how do you do it with the homework? Do you approve the homework after done, or do you assist in the doing of the homework?
I assist only when asked, but sometimes I will say, what do you do? Like, I like to make them think I'm smart, like with Spanish. Let me check your Spanish.
You like to make them think you're smart. You pick something you're good at, and that way you can show off a little.
Déjame ver tu tarea de
Oh, that's funny. Well, you know what I say? Abre la ventana. I'm about to jump. That's what I always say. Get out of my way. Abre la ventana. I'm out of here. And they go, no, abierto.
Cierra la ventana.
Well,
Cierra la puerta y cierra tu boca.
Well, I go right through the window, so I just need them to get out of the way. But it's the door is the la puerta, isn't it? The door, the puerta?
Fuiste por la ventana?
Well, you
You
know.
went through the window.
That's right. That's me.
Wow.
I trained for it as a stuntman. It looks a lot harder than it is. It's not nearly as difficult to jump through, crash through a closed window, and land on an awning or a convertible. It's not as hard as it looks. I try to make it look hard so I can get a paycheck. You know, it's all about getting paid. It's all about getting paid in this world. It's all it really is. All right, so good luck.
You do everything.
I try.
You do it all.
You know, I try.
all.
I try. That's my whole goal in life. Is to be diversified instead of diversifying on Wall Street, because I'm in gold heavily. William Devane has all my money in gold for me. Do you know that? If the crash comes, I'm at William Devane's house in a minute. The guy who says, Falcon Crest star that rides a horse and he goes, buy gold. That's me. I'm with that guy in a second. He goes, buy gold. You never know what's going to happen. He goes, you know what he says in the commercial? He goes, look at me. Do I look happy? And I'm like, yeah, you made a fortune on Falcon Crest. And he goes, no, it's because it's in gold. And I go, well, I'm coming to your house then. He's got canned food. He's got a bunker. He's got everything. And he's got the whole Beatles collection. So I'll be able to listen to music in the apocalypse. During the apocalypse, I'll be listening to, the Beatles.
You're all hooked up.
I am. All righty. Well, nice visit. Good job. So we covered real estate, teaching, beach walks, and shopping. Man, who's having a better life than you? I mean, maybe Barack Obama, because he has all those Secret Service. But aside from that, I'd rather be you than him if I had a choice.
Oof. Good luck with that.
I mean, seriously, what would you rather have, Syria or, beach walk and have a cookout? What do you want to eat? Do you cook out? Do you do outdoor cooking? Do you ever make a campfire in the backyard with the kids? Say, bring a stick. Everybody go get a stick and rub these sticks together.
A lighter.
No, I would say, kids, you got to go get sticks. And you stand here and rub these sticks, and when the fire starts, you wake me up. I'll be taking a nap, thinking about what to cook.
Uh-oh.
I'm a good visitor as an uncle and a grandfather. I'm not at my best when I have them all day, but if I can have them for 45 minutes, basically the length of a stand-up comedy performance, then I can kill. All right, you have a good day. I'm letting you go there. And the weather is what today? What kind of weather is it right now? What kind of temperature? What kind of sunny conditions or clouds? What do you got?
Sunny, 85.
Oh, shut up! Really? It's 85?
Yeah.
Is it really? So I should put up the blinds. I should roll up the blinds. I got the blinds and everything shut in here. It looks like I thought there was like a storm. It's really sunny and 85 outside.
Beautiful out. I'm sunburned.
I'm sallow. I've been feeling sallow. I feel like.
Well, shallow. My name's sunburned.
You know, it's funny. At first I feel shallow. Then I feel sallow. Then I look at myself and I feel fallow. fallow, like, the land that has not been tilled in the Bible. Remember that? Fallow?
Yeah.
Let the seeds fall on fallow land.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, great. Sounds good. Sounds like we covered everything. Sounds like you're in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else you have to tell us? Is there any more updates? Anything? Oh, what's the latest thing on? Just let me ask you this. You're going to probably know how to pronounce this guy's name. I don't. Is it Ichiro Suzuki or something? The Yankees just paid a ton of money for some guy in Japan. Do you know about this? Tanaka.
I don't.
Tanaka. It's not a breath mint anymore. He plays for the Yankees. Do you remember the Tanaka? He used to sprinkle it.
I have a Tanaka Prius.
You have a Tanaka Prius. Well, do you know? Really, I didn't know they made the Prius. I thought that was Toyota. No, the Banaka. Remember, you used to squirt the Banaka and you go a shot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is Tanaka. He's Japanese. His family has all the breath freshening money in Japan. They're a breath freshener fortune family.
So this guy is a star in Japan, but now they're paying him big dough to come over here in the States, but he hasn't played here before, or he has?
No, he's played. He just had one good year, like where they took a chance on him. He's great, so he got a huge contract. Now he's got one of those like big contracts. I don't know what he's making. He's making a ton of money. All right, so you let me know next time if you see anything on that.
Okay.
All right. Well, and you said to me no more chalk. I was going to say, do you need any chalk for your next class? But you don't use chalk anymore. Is that it? What do you?
I use
whiteboard.
I use an overhead projector, and if it's not working, then I use a whiteboard.
Sweet. All right, carry on.
They call the frog. Learned on the corner about the school of hard knocks. Found out his rap could be his salvation. Well, now he's talking